I think the best thing I've heard is Tim Gitzel from Cameco says these low prices are not sustainable, or are they rational? The problem is that people are fixated on the spot price. There's also a thing called the long term. That's about 30, and that's at 22, 24 on a given day. And there's no one signing contracts at 30. Like, no one out there is producing and saying, hey, I can produce here and be economic. Nobody's doing that. So it's a fictitious kind of a mirage of prices. What does happen at the spot price, all it takes is 50,000 pounds between two people, and they say, oh, that's the spot price for the day. Yet the whole market's 170 million a year. So how in the heck can 50,000 pounds control it? But that's exactly what happens. So it's not sustainable, these prices, and they're certainly not rational. The average mine in the world is going to be at least cash costs 20 to 25. At best, most are 30 to 40. Then you got your capex, you got your money back, and you got to make a profit on it. So really, we need prices closer to $60 than we do where we are. What I think has to happen now is people who are not making any money need to cut back production. The example, which has happened, Cameco said, hey, we're going to drop more production. And then the Kazakhs first said they're going to drop 10%. Now they said 15%. I've heard they'll probably go to 20%. And why the Kazakhs more important than the Cameco is that they sell at spot price. So it keeps the price down. So, and the overhang is about 8 to 9 million pounds in the short market. So if that was to disappear, the prices have a chance to go more to rational prices. But I've been through the cycles before. I was back in 1997 we had the same situation. It was $7 a pound, right? And the real costs were 40. So, but the problem is utilities don't act rationally. They act like lemmings. When the prices were 7 to 20, they never signed any contracts. Like TEPCO, they waited till the price went to 100. Now, you and I consider that irrational, but I also consider irrational what's going on now.
Results on 2 exploration holes that were drilled out about 650 meters west of our currently known furthest extent on the PLS mineralized trend. So this is actually a huge step out. 600 meters is quite a bit in this business on that kind of mineralized trend. It's quite far. Now, it looks encouraging for us. It's not high-grade mineralization, and I put the words yet. We think that we're onto something out there. It looks extremely prospective. So all the signs are there, and in fact, now that we're seeing radioactivity up to 3,200 counts per second, that's really encouraging. So we think that there's something out in that area to be found, and that's why we're pretty pleased with those results there. You might want to call it a first pass, just telling us that this is where we need to focus. We'll be rewarded more for a new discovery. I mean, we certainly have a lot of areas that we can grow on the current known resource. We can expand the RRR deposit, we can move it forward, and we are doing that. But what we really want to do too is put an equal emphasis on exploration targets. So this is a very large property. There's many exploration conductors to test. Each one of them has the potential to host another deposit. So we think this is the time now to put in our exploration effort, kick it into a higher gear, and hopefully make a new discovery of something like the RRR deposit. So that's why you'll see the emphasis this year, and about 50% of our drilling geared towards finding the next mineralized trend. And we think it's very possible. On this large property, the targets are certainly there. Exploration is a bit of a balance. You want to go about it systematically. You can throw 10 drills and just go crazy, but it actually probably won't necessarily give you any returns. You have to be systematic about this. You have to do the right surveys ahead of time, get an understanding of what the rock types are, because what you're looking for has a very small footprint. Even the biggest deposit in the Athabasca Basin has a small footprint, so you really need to do everything you can to focus yourself in. Once something looks good and hot, then you can really put the effort to exploration drilling. But that's why you'll look at us kind of working, it's like grid drilling in a way. We sort of take an area, and that's what we're working now. And on another program, we'll probably take a different area and do a bit more, rather than just spread all of our efforts all the way around and basically have a diluted exploration program. We think our approach this year is really the way that we'll garner success in the future.